Hi to all my friends who personally know me and for those who came across this podcast. Welcome back to Tete-A-Tetes, wherein we will be having small talks about life. This episode will be special because I will be answering some questions from my friends and I will also be sharing my realizations as a 21-year-old follower of Christ, student, and many more. Without further ado, let us proceed to the first question, which is from Kelvin. Okay, he asked this question: why should we forgive people that have wronged us? Well, honestly, I do not like having grudges towards other people because I kind of feel that it is weighing me down. To be honest, I can easily forgive someone who has wronged me. Although, it could be hard for some instances, especially if the pain caused was too much for me to handle. However, you could just give me some time to recover and I will be ready to forgive you for the things that you have done. So why can I forgive other people easily? Well, I also believe that Jesus wanted people to be more gracious towards other people. He wants us to forgive those who have wronged us because we were also forgiven by Him. So my response to Calvin's question is we must forgive because we are also constantly forgiven by God who does not judge us by our mistakes. Now, let us proceed to the next question, which is from Shani. She asked, what makes life worth living? I have mentioned in the second episode of this podcast that if you are achieving your purpose in life, then that would make your life worth living. In addition, the people that we meet in our journey also make our stay on earth enjoyable and happy. These are the two P's that makes our lives worth living. For me, I have another P, which is the powerful God. I believe that life is a gift given to us every time we wake up in the morning. Hence, the fact that God has given us the opportunity to live our lives in this world and to meet other people is one of the reasons why I continue to live my life. I know that I am not worthy of the things that are given to me by God, but He has entrusted me with these things. Hence, I have no other reason to think that my life is not worth living. The third question is from one of my childhood besties. She's known in our neighborhood as Kyla, but her first name is Stephanie. Her question is, how do you overcome anxiety? Well, I have also tried to answer this in the first episode of Tete-A-Tetes. If you have not listened to that, then maybe you could give it a listen because I have really talked about anxiety in that episode. Anyway, one of the things that has really helped me overcome my anxious thoughts is to have a better relationship with God. It is because I know that He is the one who could give me comfort. He is the one who has the answers to my questions or doubts. He is also more powerful and knowledgeable. Hence, if I am uncertain of the future, I place it all to God. It is because I know that He already has my life in His hands, and He only wants to do the things that would not harm me. Instead, He wants to give me the best life that I could live. With that, I could say that I was able to overcome my anxious thoughts through reminding myself that I serve a great God and I am at peace knowing that His thoughts and ways are higher and bigger than mine. Now, this fourth question is from one of my army friends. She goes with the name Cham, or I call her Ate Cham. Her question is somehow like this: if you would be able to change any decision or experience you've had in the past, will you try to modify or change it? First of all, I would like to thank Ate Cham for this question. Her first question was somehow similar to Kyla's question. So my answer to her question is no. Well, we all believe that the things that have happened in the past greatly contributed to the identity that we carry today. I know a lot of you would agree that things happen for a reason. Maybe a certain incident has led us to meet our friends. Or for example, the weird YouTube algorithm has recommended you a song from this band that you now support. I know that there are a lot of things or mistakes that have happened in the past that would make us say, I wish that incident did not happen, or I wish I acted differently. Well, one of the major principles of my bias is to live life without regrets. This principle is also said in the Bible in the verse 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7, which says, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Whenever we feel the regrets of the decisions that we have made, I hope we could remember that everything is running according to the systematic plan of God. Hence, if we try to change something from it, then the whole arrangement could be ruined. So try to live life without regrets and know that everything is meant to happen. The fifth question was given to me by my fellow Sokjini. She was actually the one I asked about Jin when I first saw him in the Dynamite MV. Anyway, this question is from Rina. She asked this question: how can you stay passionate in what you do? Well, I think that I have also addressed this in the second episode of this podcast, but this is my answer to her question. Imagine your job or occupation as your long-term task. In adventure games like Pokemon, we are asked to do different tasks. For example, we must deliver this letter to a doctor in a certain city. In life, we also have this task, and our jobs are the long-term tasks that we need to accomplish. I think that if we try to look for these jobs as missions that we need to finish, then I think it would help us stay passionate on ending the task. However, there are instances that we think we are called to do a different task. Well, that is okay. For this moment, you might be called to be a teacher. After some years, you are being called to be a performer. Whatever your task is, I want us to understand that these are all missions appointed to us by the Creator. With that idea alone, we are asked to stay passionate in the thing that we do until the very end. Last question that I would cater for this episode is from a master photographer whose name is Noe. He asked this question: who are you for yourself? Are you a friend or a nemesis? I would be ending with this question because I know that a lot of us struggle in answering this question. Most of the time, we pour our energies on other people that we tend to forget to save some for ourselves. We sometimes exhaust ourselves to make other people feel loved. But how about ourselves? What is our value? What is our self-worth? To be honest, I have also been struggling on appreciating my achievements. In the past, I also do not take the time and effort to take care of myself. I was also my greatest critic. But I have realized that some point in our lives, we would be asked by God to rely on our own decision-making skills or our own talents. Well, there is nothing wrong with asking a friend for help. However, we must remember that Christ was alone when he was tested by Satan in the desert. I am not saying that we should completely rely on our earthly strength and thoughts. We also need God to help us decide during these moments. These moments require us to be closer to God and to ourselves. Hence, I believe that we should be a strong ally for ourselves. It is because we know our deepest secrets, desires, and pains. Hence, we must already know the things that would inflict pain and the things that would give us joy. Lastly, I just want to share a line in Epiphany, a song performed by Kim Seok-jin. The line goes like this: I'm the one I should love in this world. This would remind us that there are certain battles in life that God wants us to fight alone. For this episode of Tete-A-Tetes, I have shared my personal beliefs and opinions that were based on my experiences. Some of these realizations could change in the coming years. Still, thank you for listening to my rambles. I hope you all have a great day. May you always remember to smile, for God is always by your side. Padayon, listeners!